I was invited to a hockey tournament to watch a couple of young ladies that had potential for being on Team Canada in the future. And the coach that asked me said, I want you to watch Tammy in specific. And so I watched this young lady who had an incredible shot that eventually we found out she could shoot as fast as the guys did. But she had no energy. She had no fitness level. She was maybe good for one rush in a game. The top coaches said, I wonder if you could help her out. And so Tammy came to the Sportology Institute and we started preparing her. I'm Jungle Jim Hunter, and you're listening to 831 Living Your Best Life, where we inspire participation, communicate precision, empower performers to podium, and we would ask you to tell your friends and your relatives to go to your favorite podcast provider or junglejimhunter.com and subscribe, download, click on like, rate, and review us, and become an 831er, somebody that lives your best life like we want to help you live your best life, help others live their best life. Well, Tammy came to the Sportology Institute for the whole summer that first summer. We thought that there was only one way, and that was a full-on program. And we tested her, and she was powerful, but out of shape. Where she got the strength from, boy, oh boy, it was amazing. But when we asked her for her goals, she gave us results goals. She said she wanted to play for Team Canada, that she wanted to get an NCAA scholarship, and all these other awards that were big awards that you could win. But she wanted to reach all these goals. When we looked at her results, we said, well, you need to change your goals from results goals to growth goals. She came back, looked at me, and said, all right, my VO2 was 39.98. I want to get it to 50 this summer, and I want to lose 30 pounds. So we balanced her meals, we developed personal training, we did counseling every day, and she would cry every day. Yeah, that's right. I know, I say that often on this program. A lot of kids cried because they understood suddenly what they could do and what they could become. They were always tears of joy. I can't. I will never do it. I will never be any good. I will never lose the weight. She used to say it all the time, constantly. And so we had to constantly encourage her. She just couldn't see herself doing anything. And most of all, she couldn't do what the other kids were doing. So she felt like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to. I knew I had to help her, and I had to get inside her head and develop a way for her to change the way she looked at herself. Her personal development, her personal growth had never been turned on, and we needed to turn it on. And so one day when she was doing squats, I had worked with my assistant coach and I said, this is the plan. And I told him what to do. She went for a walk with me and we walked outside and I talked to her and encouraged her and motivated her and powered her up. She had just done 8 reps with 150 pounds of squats. And I had my assistant coach add 20 pounds. 170 pounds, she came back and snapped it off like it wasn't even there. We walked again and of course the assistant coach repeated. Now 190 pounds. We did it once more. It was up to 210 pounds. We came back for the 4th set, and she could do it. Now, I know because I train people that she could do it. But getting her to do it, she was happy to take that 150 pounds and add maybe 5 pounds. And that would be all she would add for the whole 4 sets. Well, she did it. And as she was finishing, I said, oh, by the way, how much weight is on your bar? She turned around, looked at it, wanted to swear, didn't, and then looked at me, and this big grin came on her face. And she smiled, and the tears flowed. And for the first time, the light went on. She had growth in her that never, ever left her again. Everything changed. She saw herself in a different light. She saw herself in a different way. She lost 40 pounds that summer. She got her VO2 to 55.41, and the parents came to pick her up and walked right by us, standing at the front door waiting for her parents, into the Sportology Institute and came back out, and we looked at each other and said, where did they go? When they came out, they said, where's Tammy? She was standing right next to me. Suddenly, she said, Mom. They looked, they hugged, they cried, and as they were walking to the car, I heard the mother say, we brought all your favorite things. I instantly decided to go for a walk to the car. I wanted to see what my favorite things were. We had told her what she could and couldn't do anymore. Sure enough, big bags of chips, giant bags of chips, big crates of pop, and chocolate bars by the score. No more. Well, my quote for today is this: you choose your personal environment and shape it, or it and others will shape you. Our research shows, when we researched the parents and the kids we worked with, that they set the foundation. And in our book, Finding Your Flame, we discovered that there were 9 things that are vital to growing and developing the proper way. Exposure, curiosity, opportunity, environment, adaptability, and creativity, patience, success, and then understanding. And the growth that takes place is a new level of understanding, and then it repeats itself and it starts over again. You know what's funny? Results kids do the same thing. Nothing changes. But here's the difference. When they set result goals, the same factors are used, but there's no intentional plan of growth. It's all about the results. And because it's all about the results, the child doesn't really know if they're improving or not. And it never turns themselves on to what they can grow, what they can do, how they can develop. Tammy changed. And she fought it for a few years, never did make Team Canada because of that fight and because of that argument with herself, and just couldn't kind of overcome it. She never came back and trained with us again, but she did pull herself together. She got her NCAA scholarship, she got her university education, and she had to go through this seesaw battle until she realized she could be the gatekeeper. And her first response was to say yes to what would help her grow and no to what would not show. She did get her education, and she is a success, and she pushed through. You can do the same thing. But parents, what are you doing with the environment? What are you doing with exposure and curiosity? How is it affecting your kids? Do you really know? You should pay attention. I want to thank you for listening, and I hope that you will have grown by the time we meet next.